agrofarmproject.com, and this is part 2 of our tour of Sweet Life Garden with Jill Green. We've already seen the bees and the goats and the orchard. Now we're going to move into the vegetable garden area and also take a look at her chicken coop. So let's go on in.
All right,
Jill,
come on, welcome to my garden. Come on in. So let me show you right here. First of all, we have blackberries. So the blackberries we trained them along the fence and then they go up the arbor. But these are amazing, and you have to watch out because they can be invasive. And like this one right here, it's starting to root and go up into my garden box.
Oh yeah, they'll do that. Do you know what kind it is?
Is it I'm not sure. Raisin or I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Okay.
These have been here for probably 6 years.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what mine are either.
Yeah, no,
so.
okay, so, and it is summertime, so we just pulled out a bunch of the tomatoes, and they're just kind of struggling through summer, and so I'm thinking I could put a shade cloth over this. I've got an arch growing up here, so we've got, we do raised beds, and we put the trellis up here over here, so my husband's like, well, we can just walk through here and pick the tomatoes.
Yeah, it looks like you've got some sun-dried tomatoes
yeah,
right on the vine here, which is what happens in the summer. When do you plant your tomatoes?
Oh, in January.
In January, and you give them some frost protection?
Yeah, I do. So these are struggling along, but there's still some of the smaller varieties are still hanging in there, and so. But anyways, I should put shade cloth over there, but haven't. So. All right, so these are more of my the raised beds, and these are all tomatoes. I always like to plant flowers in my beds because it attracts our bees, and our bees come over here and pollinate. And these are all summer too. So actually, all these beds, I'm going to pull all this stuff out, and we're in the process of cleaning all these out. There's some kale that we still use in our smoothies, and we feed to the chickens and the goats. And then here's some more tomatoes that we're trying to decide which ones to pull and which ones to leave.
Is this a hibiscus or is this something else?
That's an okra.
It's an okra. They're related. Hibiscus and okra.
Same leaves, but they do really well, and that they love the heat here in Phoenix. So those do really well, except for that one is shaded by the tomatoes.
I can hear your goats back there now.
Yeah, now they're looking.
Now they're looking for. And right back here, they do the composting. And you were telling me earlier that you collect the leaves from the trees in the winter time, and
I do these. So these are all my bagged up leaves that we love those leaves and we use them a lot. Those are make the main source of our compost. And then this is the compost that's breaking down our barn litter. So we put the barn litter from the chicken coop and the goats, and then mix it together with we kind of layer it. We do a layering method, and that way we don't have to stir it all at once.
Right.
So at a little at a time, we put like a bag of leaves, and then I'll use my grass and put those in, and then my coffee, the coffee grounds, and also we shred up our newspapers and put them in, and not too much. We usually give our food, like our leftover food, to the chickens, so there's not a lot of slimy stuff in there,
Yeah, they compost it. They pre-compost it for you.
Exactly. So
right.
These are all, we get them from the city. They're $5, and we have them all filled up, and they're actually ready. As soon as we clean out our beds, then we're going to put all this in the beds and let it sit there for a month or so before we start our fall garden. So,
right, and those are available at the City of Phoenix transfer centers for the waste department. And you said sometimes you even just compost right in your beds instead of doing it in the bins.
Yeah, you can. So we like to do the layering method in our garden beds too, and we just put like especially the goat manure, the goat droppings or whatever. They can go straight into the garden, and we just let it sit there and maybe turn it in a little bit, and then maybe we would add a little bit of potting soil just to give it some light, airy, the vermiculite and stuff like that. So yeah, not looking good here, so I need to tear these out.
Again, disclaimer, it's summertime in Phoenix. It's hot. It's, I don't know, 108 today, something like that. 115.
Is the highest, I think.
So then over here is where you used to house your goats.
And this is the area for the goats, and this is where we put, like, if we need to separate them, or one's pregnant, there's maternity ward.
Yeah, it seems like a good place because it's up
Yeah.
closer to the house where
Yeah.
you might keep an eye on them a little better if
Yeah.
they're pregnant
So-
or sick.
So we sometimes use that, sometimes, but right now it's nice over in the alley, so we stick them there. And then chickens, this is it's a relatively new chicken coop, and we keep our chickens in here most of the time because they tear up the garden. So, and then actually now that we're going to tear everything out, I'll probably let them out and let them forage and poop in the garden beds.
Right, let them aerate, they
Yeah.
have some weed control.
Yeah, and get the bugs and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Do you have a top tip for chicken keeping?
top tip.
Well,
Let's
what's one
see.
thing you've learned?
I think just make sure they're in the shade, especially in Phoenix. I always say the first thing you want to do if you move into a property is plant trees. Plant either a shade tree and then fruit trees, and just get that going, because you get so much food from your fruit trees, but also you get the shade. So this is perfect because my Santa Rosa plum shades them, and then we like to grow these are trumpet vines, and I put those up, and that helps shade them too on this side.
Yeah.
So I would say if you have chickens in Phoenix, make sure you provide shade for them.
Yeah, and lots of
So,
water.
Yeah, and make sure they have water.
And I really like your exterior egg collection system here, where you've got your
Yeah.
nesting boxes with
So
a door on the outside.
yeah, so this is it. Oh, no eggs. They all lay. Oh, they're actually over in that side.
I see the eggs over there.
They all lay them in one box. They fight over one box or two.
That's what they do. You still got to provide them with more than one, but they
Yeah.
tend to all
Yeah, you
enjoy
do.
the same one.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Alright,
Santa Rosa, and then this is my tropic snow, the white peach, which is really good, and I love that. And so this is a good example of this is called an easy pick, and it's pruned really low to the ground, so you can take advantage of reaching.
Yeah, I think even I can probably reach
Yeah.
any fruit on this tree, and I'm only 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
so.
this is a perfect size for a backyard orchard culture. So really, this is good. The other ones are older, and before I learned that you should keep them smaller, I let them get too big.
Yeah, you got to start at the beginning. Start training out.
Yeah.
I really get away from you.
Right.
When does this one fruit?
In April.
In April. That's
Yeah.
nice, because then it's still cool out,
Yeah.
and you come out and you can enjoy picking them and not be sweating when you're doing it.
Right. Now these, excuse me, these are our herb barrels, and they're making it through the summer barely. But herbs do really well here too, and I also like to stick flowers, and I have like lemon balm, oregano, and thyme, and
Some dill maybe?
yeah,
that's
pretty much that's
hanging in
where
there?
so that way sage come out here, and sorrel, and come out, and when it's dinner time we come out, and this is where I gather the herbs. So those are
Perfect.
cool.
And that's one of the most economical things to grow, because they're so easy to grow, and they're so expensive in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And the packaging usually weighs more than the herb itself when you buy fresh.
Right.
So that's a
Yeah.
That's
So
a
those
good
are
thing
good.
to grow. And I like how you keep it close to your door, so you can just come out and grab them. You don't have to go to the back of the property to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So otherwise we've got some strawberries over there. They're everything's trying to make it through the summer, but strawberries, make sure you put them in a shady area, or they're going to have a hard time through the summer. And they like lots of bone meal, so feed them phosphorus. So, and then I like to just flowers. I love roses, so I like to put those everywhere, because I think a garden should be beautiful too. So we always gather lots of flowers and have them for the bouquets in the house and stuff.
And then you've got a few other gardens in here, but you've also just got your area where your family hangs out.
I do. We tried to stick beds anywhere that we could. these are also, we've just been pulling the tomatoes out of these boxes too. We're working on, this is where we're going to put the new compost, and just probably like 8 inches of new compost will go in there. And we'll just turn it a little bit.
And are these rocks where your irrigation comes in
Those,
back here?
right.
Emily,
So,
do you see those? Can you film those?
So actually the irrigation, that's why we have the berms. So the berms direct irrigation. Right. So we fill up the top layer with flood irrigation first. We open and then open this gate and it goes to the back. And then this one goes this way. So it takes us about 2.5 hours to irrigate. So we're up. You never know when you're going to get irrigation. It might be at 2 in the morning or whatever. So.
Okay. And how do you get notified that it's coming?
They let you know it's every other week, and they have a schedule, so you check the schedule. These are keeper pears, so they're almost ready. So we're just kind of waiting on those. But those are they're not a soft pear; they're a hard pear. So, but we use those for apples or pear sauce. And then there's a couple of cherry trees over there, and another couple of peach trees over there. So, and then we try to put as many peach or fruit trees in here, because then we have a fruit stand when our peaches are ripe, and we just set up a porch stand, and then our neighbors can come and grab a bag of peaches.
And I bet they have come to expect that. And they're looking for it
We've been doing it for like 5 years, and they love the peaches. So.
Just the honor system? That works okay for you?
Yeah, we put a jar out there and they put their money in and take their peaches.
Yeah, offset the cost of the farm. Sure. Well, this is a beautiful space.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else that you want to tell us about?
Not that I can think of.
All right, well, this has been a wonderful tour, and I really appreciate you letting us come out and see the place and show it to the world. I think a lot of people are